Hi folks, sorry I haven't been posting recently, but got a pretty cool project that I'm going to be sharing with you today. I'm going to be making CGO. Now you probably remember CGO as BMO's cousin from distant lands. Well, I got asked to build a version of that for Simone Yetch, who, I think I'm saying that right, who is the voice of CGO. You're wondering why you're looking at this black box. Well, this is a Simpson 260 multimeter, which is what CGO is based on. And the version I'm making, I've already gone ahead and printed out most of the parts on the 3D printer. And I won't go through too much detail on that, but I'll take you through the final finishing process. CGO is just a little bit bigger than the handheld BMOs, and it's pretty much the same technology. I'll deconstruct it here for you a little bit. Got the same arms. CGO has slightly different legs. They're kind of squarish. The back is undefined on CGO. In the show, she spends most of her time with this giant wiring harness. However, we opted to go with the pre-Hugo space trip version, which has a back, but I had to make the back up, so there we go. I stole BMO's backside. There are a couple of design decisions I had to make for this. One of them is, how do you actually control CGO? Because CGO is a multimeter with nothing but dials on the front. So what I chose to do was add a couple of buttons to the back now. These will be on the new BMOs as well, for a little more control. These aren't actually dials on the front, these are buttons. And this dial is actually a D-pad, so we do have some control as a result of that. And also there's no front-facing USBs, so I added 2 USBs on the back just so I can update it and such. Other than that, it's pretty much the same internals as the handheld BMO. Printing wise, this is not like a unibody. This would be a handheld BMO body, which I was experimenting with some CGO coloring. I'll talk more about painting it later. You just print it and pull it off. Well, CGO's got these little face panels which will get painted separately and then glued on later. So as you can see, uses the same screen. Got the face panel, pop the button panel out. So it has a same concept as BMO. PCB holds the tactile switches on there. Inside there you can see there's a couple of servos. There will be an ear that goes on the side that CGO has, and that makes a few challenges. There aren't any actual ear holes on CGO, if you notice, so moving the air out for some volumes made it a little tricky. So what I did was just made these things really thin to help. I don't know if you can see that. But you can kind of see his ear hole maybe. It's really thin there to help the resonance with the speaker. So I think it'll still sound tinny enough. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to bore you with painting all this. Basically I'm going to use some acrylic paints and an airbrush, and I've been mixing up some colors, and CGO's got this kind of drabby color scheme. I was given a little bit of freedom to maybe brighten that up, so we'll see what I can do, but this was just a test run to see how well the paints work. I got lucky with the original BMO and that I could find a spray can that had the exact color. I'm not so lucky with this. So I'm going to hit the shop, sand these down, prime them, and then paint them, and then I'll assemble the final product for you and then ship it off to Cartoon Network.